Daniele Ramella, a professor of... No, I'm not a professor, I'm an associate professor. I'm an assistant... I demoted myself.
God, they're using that.
Hi, welcome back to a new episode of Chemists in the Kitchen. And today we are here to try cooking with crickets.
One of the main reasons why we're interested in this is just is to try something new, and the other idea is that this is not a mainstream delicacy, but there's a lot of reasons and interest of why we want to try insects in our cooking and our dishes as an alternative source of a food source for the growing population of the world. So this is a very interesting experiment to try out. Hi, my name is Adrian. I'm a senior scientist working for a medical device company outside Chicago.
I'm Daniele Ramella. I'm an associate professor of instruction in chemistry at Temple University.
Hi, my name is Matt Hartings, and I am an associate professor of chemistry at American University. The crickets that we're going to eat today are about 60% weight by protein, so a really good protein source. For the three of us cooking here, they're entirely new ingredients, and so we're going to talk about some chemistry of how we cook them and how we think about putting them into our meals.
All right, so I guess before we start cooking, we're gonna try these. This is the first time I've tried this, so okay, here we go. I definitely feel like a bug.
Salud.
Crunchy, like a roasty nut, I guess.
Yeah. To me, it tastes like a roasted garbanzo beans. When you take garbanzos or chickpeas and you roast them for a long time, they get crunchy. That's kind of what these taste like.
I can go with that. That's a good idea. I think it's just the visual thing, right? Because it's just like, you know, like tiny carcasses all looking at you.
Now, I was liking them, and then you said that, and now I want to spit them out.
Yeah, well, don't. I mean, obviously, the whole point of us doing this is to get acclimatized to the idea.
They take on tons of flavor.
Do they?
There have been people who've studied this, right, and looked at, all right, so they isolate all the proteins, and they see, well, how much water do the proteins take up? How much oil do the proteins take up? And that kind of dictates how they might work as we cook them. Compared to other kinds of proteins, they don't take up a ton of water, but they do take up more oil than other proteins. So I'm expecting these to pick up loads of flavor when we cook them in oil with all of our spices and things like that.
I'm liking them. You guys are talking, but my mouth is busy eating, so...
One of the traditional uses for grasshoppers in the state of Oaxaca in Mexico is either to make tacos with them or to use them as a snack. And so I'm gonna base my what I'm making here today off of traditional Mexican ingredients, right? I'm going to saute some onions with some cumin and some chili pepper and use that to season the cricket before they go into my taco. I've got oil in my pan. I'm gonna toast some spices first. I've got some cumin and some chili pepper and red chili flakes, and then I'm gonna throw in some onions and garlic.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this with you, so you just tell me when to add in. So I just added in oil already.
So yeah, now I'm just gonna saute this until they get a little fragrant, maybe a little extra nutty.
So I'm also gonna make something that you put in a taco, but I forgot to get tortillas, so I cannot make actual tacos. So unless you can flip something or toss something to me through the camera, no, doesn't work. I'm just gonna eat them probably with a side of rice or something else. It also starts with sauteing some onions. I'm gonna use green onions, and then I'll add some spices, some pepper, some turmeric. And then I also gonna add, I chopped up some cherry tomatoes also from the garden.
So I've got all of my spices and my onions softened and some garlic in there. Now I'm just gonna toss in some cricket and get them to soak up all of that flavor.
What do you guys think about the reaction that's going to take place? I mean, just like, you know, when we cook beef, we like kind of saute it, right? And like all those proteins see nature. But like, what do you think is happening here? Same idea here?
It's really interesting when I was looking up some of the papers on people who've done research with this. Some of the proteins in crickets they denature at a really high temperature. You have to get up above boiling until they actually denature, right? And when we cook beef or chicken or pork or fish, you're at a much lower temperature. So, whether that's 135 degrees Fahrenheit for beef, which is 57 degrees Celsius, you need to get to much lower temperatures than you do to actually cook the proteins in the cricket. Not that you can't eat them if they're not cooked, because you're still gonna, preserve them through heating them and drying them out. Here we've got mine. I will hold off to eat until everybody's ready.
But this is what it looks like as I spill it into the computer. Do you guys see this? No one's paying attention.
Yeah, that looks good. I see it. I gotcha.
Nice.
What do you think? It's good? Mikey, she likes it.
He likes it. Beef, but it's like crunchier.
Beef, but crunchier.
Or like the outside of peanuts.
And peanuts. We get peanuts in here too. Gee,
Peanuts.
a little nuttiness. Exactly. Good.
Giving it a little spice, little peppers, because somehow it all came out sweeter than I expected. Things I've learned, they suck up a lot of the oil, and they definitely take a lot of the flavor for the other things you put in there.
I'm gonna give mine a shot, so we'll see how this goes. Taco cheers. Oh no, my taco's falling apart. Oh no. Bugs are trying to escape. I think I need more salt. How does salt work to enhance flavor? Does it shuttle things through faster on your tongue?
So really, when we're tasting things, right, it's going through our olfactory system. So there are some things that become more volatile when we put salt into our mouths.
To show what came out here, you can see that. Yes, they're kind of sliding around.
Is it okay if I give my dog a bug? Oh, she ate it, and it's on video. The dog wants some. I can definitely see the dog looking.
Oh yeah, it's food. It's food. It's edible, and if the human puts it in his mouth, the dog definitely wants it.
I guess what are your expectations then? And now that we've already described pretty much what it's going to taste like, it takes on a lot of flavor. What do you think? It's just going to taste everything normal to you before you eat it?
Yeah. Again, aside from the fact I actually tasted while I was cooking, so I kind of know how much it tastes now. I kind of screwed myself over, but when you cook, you gotta taste your stuff.
We're supposed to be recording the unexpected.
Oh, I can totally fake it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would it be the first time?
Don't know where that's going.
You are gonna cut that part. So it's just that a reduction of the crickets with cherry tomatoes that gave them some juice, and the turmeric that gives you some color, and then the rice, and I add a little crema because everything tastes better with crema. Can I have a drum roll or some very dramatic music in it?
I don't know if you can hear. I don't have a drum. There you go.
Flavor definitely good. Consistency, I'm not 100% sure. They retain part of the crunchiness, but at the same time they also softened up because there was the juice on them while they were cooking. When I was eating them from the bag earlier, I was really enjoying the crunch. Here I enjoy the fact that they sucked up the oil, the fat, and the flavor, but I lost some of that crunchiness, some of that some of the pleasure of something crunchy, because I really love crunchy food in general.
Well, my tacos were delicious, but we're all gonna kind of figure out how we want to use these in meals that we might normally cook, or figure out other ways to use them as well. I know for me, I really loved how much flavor these picked up. As I was eating my tacos, they took up so much flavor from the oils and the spices and things like that. And so that's really what I'm going to try to emphasize when I go to do my next dish with these.
I guess we're going to give it a shot. I mean, we're doing another experiment. We really don't know. The whole point of this was just to figure out what's going on first. Now that I'm a little bit more comfortable with this, let's see what we can do with this. So I think that's the second part of the experiment. So the thought that I was going to do here was I was going to make a cricket chili, but what I'll do to the crickets first, because crickets, insects don't have a lot of fat, I'm going to saute them in butter first to kind of get some fat, and the fat is the part that gives you kind of a lot of flavor.
So I got some chili mix, some yellow red peppers, jalapeno, onion, tomato, some mushrooms, chicken stock, and some tomato paste to kind of thicken. One-off experiment. I'll take a handful of mushrooms. Honestly, this recipe is probably pretty good without the crickets, but let's see, because I'm not adding real beans to anything, how this turns out.
I will add the crickets.
Slowly getting there. These guys go in this swimming pool of chili. Okay, so now we see the bugs have entered into their swimming pool.
This is my friend Nick.
Hi.
Nick's also from Chicago.
Yes.
And lives in the neighborhood.
Not a
so-
scientist, but that's okay.
It's okay. An inquisitive mind. That's why you're here. Oh no, there's a big butterfly flying into my house.
Oh, it's a monarch.
No, it's a. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyways.
Oh,
there it
there
goes.
it goes.
You give it a shot.
I really like the crunch of the cricket.
It does taste.
I do like
I
it.
am impressed. I didn't think it was like. To be honest, what I thought. I didn't think it was texturally was gonna taste like this.
I do like this. I would eat this.
I would eat this. I think it tastes better than the crickets that I made on Wednesday. This is so much tastier.
I'm making candied crickets. They have loads of sugar on them. There's a cup of crickets and a cup of sugar. We'll see how they turn out. To take it off the heat every now and then so we don't char it. They are getting nice and caramely. All that good, rich caramel at the bottom. We will see if they stay crispy or not. Salt, a little cayenne, and a little chili powder. And there we have it. We're gonna let that brittle cool off. Today we've got Caitlyn and Jack with us.
Hello.
And they are gonna try some of our delicious candied crickets. There's a lot of delicious there. So they're nice and crunchy, nice and crispy. Are you guys excited about this?
Yes.
Go ahead, grab one on its own, see what you think. Passable? Pretty good, huh?
Actually, really good.
They're really good, huh? Well,
It's like salty while being buttery, while being sugary.
oh. Do you think they taste good on top of ice cream? Good stuff?
Let me try this.
All right, let's try it, see what you think.
Actually, really good.
I am going to just make them some scrambled eggs and use the crickets together with some breadcrumbs to make sort of like a hush and really bring out the crunchiness. I am gonna start by chopping some green onions / scallions. Salt. The crickets we learned last time suck in a lot of oil. Sauteing. They'll soak up the oil, get a little juicier but not lose the crunchiness. And in the other pot instead I'm just preparing a base with green onions and some tomato paste. And now the eggs are gonna go in here. I'll add a hint of grated bread. I think that we learned it last time. We need more oil on the crickets. Yeah. Now they definitely feel like something crunchy. Hopefully I haven't overdone them. They went way too much. Let's taste and see how they are. Yep, I've overdone them.
Oh my god. You're cooking in a burnt pan, you
Way too much. Okay, so I think that this is ready. We're gonna put it on egg and try it. It's still sizzling. Crickets with egg underneath. Et voila. It worked. I mean, it has been hovering around me so much that. And let's see what Apollo thinks of this food. He's like, it's food, it's crunchy, it's salty. It's like all the things I should not be eating right now.
Danielle is down.
No,
Still coming to you from this blank void.
I'm fighting with the camera to make it stand in a
Chirp, chirp.
church, yes.
Well, that was loads of fun making tacos. They were delicious, and but I can't wait to hear what you both made.
Well, what did you make?
I thought I was gonna make something Thai, but then I decided to make chili. But now I can't remember. Did you make chili too?
No, but I did.
Oh, thank God.
Adrian, I did run off of what you were talking about. You were talking about how they were sort of nutty, and you talked about Thai stuff. And so I took a recipe for candied peanuts and instead made candied crickets. So I made like a caramel sauce, and I've still got some here. Yeah. Then my kids and I, let me get one. Like they're all kind of clumped together like a like peanut brittle or something, right? Let me get the focus right.
Oh, I see that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had them over coffee ice cream, and it was really good.
Oh.
And surprisingly, the kids all liked it.
So wait, so it was more of like it was a topping, so like sprinkles.
So the ice cream I tried too. I tried with some chocolate ice cream, and you may remember how the first day I was just like eating them straight from the bag because I like this crunchy roasting nutty, like you really reminded me like roasted nuts. So I tried that and I did like it. Great segue, because the other way I tried to use them was as a substitute for some crispy, crunchy breakfast meat. So I made scrambled eggs, and then I sauteed the crickets with some breadcrumbs to really bring out the crunchiness. But it really came out very, very good.
Adrian, what'd you make?
So I was gonna try something Thai because of about the like peanut like crunchy taste. So I instead my friend said mentioned to me about chili, and I was like, oh, okay, let's try that. So I made cricket chili, and so what I did was I made like a vegetable based chili, which tasted really good. And then what I did was I took the crickets, I sauteed them in butter because last time we said they really soak up a lot of oil and a lot of fat. So I sauteed them in butter. I put them with some chili mix and let those crisp up a little bit. And so the notes actually got roastier by doing it. And then I let the chili cool a little bit, and then I threw the crickets in and then mixed them up, and they look like beans. So this is great. And so I was really surprised. Actually, I made a really good chili, I won't lie. So, I mean, it's been a pretty good experiment so far. So what do you guys think? How do you think this has changed your mind about insects, or what do you feel? I guess, what do you feel about now?
It really is, as you get used to cooking with them, you really learn both how to treat them and how they can shine in whatever dish you're making. So I would be interested in working with them again. Absolutely. My kids are game. So, if they're not going to complain, then why not?
Yeah, I have a very similar experience there. It's a bit of like never cook this stuff. I love to cook and I cook a lot and I know how to cook. And I guess the first time was like, I didn't do the right thing. I didn't cook them the right way, or I didn't cook them in a way that brought up what they really are. Because it was the first time I cooked them, right? I never did it. So it's not much about eating them, it's more about figuring out how to cook them. I think by the time I get around to cook them a third time, then already the second dish was so much better than the first one, right? Because you learn from your mistake.
Yeah.
We have access to so many different ingredients, right? And so even the grasshoppers or crickets, there's a season for them, a season when they're ripe and fresh. And so as you learn about them, right, you get to see what all the sort of the intricacies, both the textures and the flavors that they can have. And then when you really start to be creative, right, and you're trying to come up with a new recipe, you're thinking about throwing things together. Like this is in the back of my mind now for if I want to try to make a new dish. I understand the flavors that these have, and I understand the textures, and I know how to use them. And if there's another ingredient that doesn't have this, I have this at my disposal, and that's really powerful. So I think that's what I'm taking forward with this. Is just that there's this really interesting ingredient that I can potentially use in things.
Yeah, it goes back to having a new tool. You can integrate it somehow, and I think that if I am gonna try another couple of times, then I'll probably figure out exactly how I can use them to get what I want out of them.
I was gonna say that's always the thing you think about science is like you always need that's where you push the boundaries is like a new tool or like a new set of something, right? And so that's just thinking here is like, yeah, these are new tools in that sense, and that opens up space. And when you open up space, you open up like exploration and kind of new things and like new experiences. I mean, that's the whole idea of doing something like this. Chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp.
Well, it's been fun.
Matt and I are pretty close here on the East Coast, so if Adrian ever comes this way, we can get together. And
I will only do this if we all get to wear cricket costumes and hats. That's the only way I'll do this.